was a child, I wanted to be a mixture between a professional NHL hockey player and a lawyer. And here we are.
So when I was a child, I always found myself playing teacher. I was always pretending to be super passionate and knowledgeable about any subject with my imaginary peers, and I just loved playing in the classroom.
Generally speaking, I would say that I wanted to be a hero. What that looked like kind of changed through my childhood, but anything from a police officer to flying fighter jet planes to being an investigative journalist. It looked different through my childhood, but in general I wanted to be somebody who ran to the rescue or helped when somebody was in trouble.
Well, in kindergarten I wanted to be a window washer. I'm very glad that that did not happen because I'm terrified of heights. By age 9, I knew that I wanted to be I wanted to be a therapist. However, I did not want to go to school for 12 years. So I was grateful to find out that social services existed.
I wanted to be a teacher because my family, all of them were teachers, and once I got to high school, I kind of realized I'm not passionate about that. So it took a while for me to find out what I wanted to do, and I kind of found myself in the social work field, and that's where I am now.
So when I was a child, I wanted to be involved in the corporate industry, finance. However, along the way, I realized that my passion was elsewhere, in helping women and children in particular. I never thought I'd be a women's rights activist. It was such a deep-rooted passion of mine. I never thought I could actualize it into a job, 9 to 5. However, migrating to Canada gave me that opportunity to make my passion a reality.
I definitely never pictured myself as a women's rights activist. In my third year, of my undergraduate degree in social work, I did a placement at a violence against women advocacy organization that was survivor-led, and that really drew me into the work. It was really humbling to see how much passion and integrity my boss worked with.
No, I don't think I ever thought I would ever be a women's rights activist at all. I think growing up, I was very set on being a teacher or doing something what was considered kind of the norm. Not that social service work isn't the norm, but it was just more or less not something I ever thought about.
I did think that I would be a women's activist in some form. Periodically through my life, I was raised by a grandma who was part of the suffrage movement in Canada and a mom who went to Woodstock. So I've always been someone who thought of myself as someone who would be fighting for someone's rights at some point.
No, I don't think I ever imagined myself in this position today, but I think now is as an important time as ever to be a part of this and have as many people on our side and spreading awareness and continuing the work that we do here.
My first placement, I ended up at a VAW, Violence Against Women agency, and I knew from there that this is where I was meant to be.
I have such passion for the work that I do at Interval House because I've experienced a lot in my work history that wasn't very fulfilling, it wasn't soul food by any means. And so being able to empower women, being able to work with women who need support is something that means a lot to me because I walked away from a corporate career as a law clerk because it wasn't satisfying and it wasn't meaningful work in the sense that I was genuinely helping folks. So this work is meaningful to me because I get something out of it. I get joy and satisfaction out of it.
Knowing what I know now, I am passionate about the work that we do here, because if I would have known the information I know now as an early teen, I would have seen and handled different situations differently than how I had in the past, and I think that sharing this information with young women early on is very important, and continuing the work and awareness that we spread every day is also important.
I have passion and purpose for the work that I do here at Interval House of Hamilton because I know that all women and children deserve to live a life free of violence. And I want to do whatever I can to kind of help them honor their inner strength and help them through this patch in their lives.
I feel that it's just ingrained in who I am. Working with women, I've worked with all sorts of women who experience violence in their lives. And in my current role, I'm working with women who have maybe burnt bridges or have felt less than and not able to access, or they feel they're not worthy to access mainstream agencies. So I'm able to meet them at the ground and treat them with dignity. It's extremely humbling what I do, and able to get them connected to services for them to get the healing from the trauma that they've experienced.
Unfortunately, growing up, I have family members that went through domestic violence, and I was kind of raised with being very aware of what was going on, more than I think a typical child would. I found that I wanted to kind of give back, and working at Interval House, I can really bring my passion and compassion as well into the work that I do.
The passion I have for the work I do comes from growing up. Growing up in an abusive household where I saw women in my household, in the households around me, suffering from different types of abuse. That really gave me the push I wanted to. I couldn't help them then, but now I can help women through Interval House of Hamilton.
Impacting women and children in my work honors me. I'm honored to be able to do that. And I only hope that I can give the support that Interval House has to offer women justice.
It's humbling, and it's also, I'm able to grow with the women that I work with, because every woman that I've worked with has a unique experience. A lot of the same traumas they've experienced, but that uniqueness, and being able to support them and give them that confidence to move forward in life, it's a wonderful feeling.
Helping women and children through my work makes me feel fulfilled and satisfied. It makes me feel like I've truly found my passion and my key to happiness.
So I feel proud. I'm proud to contribute to this great organization. I go to bed at night knowing that I'm making a small difference in the women's and children's lives in my community, and I'm proud to be a working part of the machine that is Interval House of Hamilton.
The work that I do here at Interval House challenges me to examine my own privileges and to think of ways that we can work towards a more equitable future where every woman, every child, every individual, regardless of gender identity, has the opportunity to live a life not only free of violence, but a life where they have more options and opportunities.
It feels really weird to think of the impact that I could make on women and their kids, because it just isn't something I think about or have ever thought about. But I think it makes me feel happy, because I really want to see women and their families move on and have happiness in their lives after experiencing trauma and whatever else they've experienced.
My legacy for women is to have a strong and open mind, to have integrity, growth, and to keep moving forward through everything in life.
My legacy for women is hopefully to heal the world one woman at a time with the work I do and the impact I make on these women's life and their children.
I feel that my legacy for women would be, I'm a catalyst for change. I'm not afraid to be the underdog and go to bat for any woman, and not be the most favorite person in the room with what I need to share and who I need to advocate for, and I feel that that will be my legacy.
I have never thought about my legacy because I just never put myself in the role where I thought I'd have one, but I really want mine to be for women to empower women. I want women to be able to support each other and empower each other and just stand up for one another.
My legacy for women is empowerment, because I work with women who have experienced trauma and have lost their power. And so I hope to be able to pass along some empowerment to them.
My legacy for women would be to honor and celebrate our inner strengths and to walk in the world in a way that promotes dignity and respect and compassion.